In this video, we're doing another hunting in the wild at Frank & Son Collectibles. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another video with Swagglehos. And in this video, I'm going to share with you my recent comic book haul because, as you guys know, I'm back in Los Angeles and I got a chance to visit Frank & Son's Collectibles, which for those who don't know is an incredible trade show, I guess you would call it. But essentially, it's a massive, massive warehouse that has all kinds of vendors where they sell comic books, they sell trading cards, all types of collectibles, Magic the Gathering, Pokemon, all of that sort of thing. So, you know, it's a total like a nerd heaven, if you will. So kind of like what I did with my Vancouver comic book store video, I'm going to show you guys sort of my journey here and show you guys some of that footage. And so, you know, you guys can kind of see what it's like, because I think it's a really, really great experience. If you ever find yourself in the Southern California area, I highly recommend you check it out. But before I get into the books and the footage, I do have a couple of channel announcements. Number one, we hit 4,000 subscribers over the weekend, which is an incredible milestone. So I just want to say to all you guys, thank you so much for continuing to support the channel and watch the videos. I really appreciate it. You know, I started this YouTube channel just to be able to interact with you guys online and talk comic books with people, and I never would have thought that we would hit a number like that. So I'm super humbled. The other bit of news is that I'm a real YouTuber now, because I have my very first affiliate link, which is actually from Key Collector. So what is Key Collector? Well, Key Collector is an app that makes it easy to find hot and key comic books. So let's say you're out at, I don't know, Frank & Son's Collectibles, and you're digging through a box of Moon Knight books, and you're wondering to yourself, hey, do any of these have any value? Well, you can pull up the app of Key Collector and search Moon Knight, and then see what issues in that particular run might have some value. So it's a really, really helpful app to find, you know, books that are slept on, books that might be worth something. And the best part about Key Collector app is that it's actually free to download, but there is a premium subscription service. And if you use my promo code SWAGGLEHOS, you will get 2 weeks for free, which gives you access to early spec books, hot keys, and other dollar bin diving books that you may want to find when you're out hunting. So Key Collector app, highly recommend, go check it out. All right, so now that we've done our updates for the channel, here is my journey at Frank & Son's Collectibles. I hope you guys enjoy it. Back of the line woes, man. Back of the line woes. We made it in. We made it in. Okay, you guys know that scene in Willy Wonka before they enter the chocolate factory where Gene Wilder's like, you know, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the chocolate room. Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Frank & Son's. I would play the Pure Imagination music right now, but the video would probably get taken down, so I'm not going to do that. But just sing it in your head and listen to this generic track that I'm going to play for you guys as I do the montage. that was exhausting, but we got some good stuff. Let's see how I did. Well, that was my journey at Frank & Sons Collectibles. So now let's get to the fun part here and let's see what kind of books, I walked away with. I picked up a lot of really great stuff, a lot of Avengers stuff. For those who don't know, I'm working on my Grail run of Avengers 1 through 100. And, I was able to pick up a bunch of books, as I'm sure you could see from the footage there. So I want to show you guys the books I got here. And yeah, let's get into it. So the very first one that I picked up, you guys saw in the footage, and this one was a really, really cool one. We got ourselves a Werewolf by Night, number 37. And what is the significance of this? This is actually the third appearance of Moon Knight. So this one is a really, really cool book because, it was being sold at $10. So a totally, totally respectable price. If you look onto eBay now, I think I see this book going, around that like $50, $60 mark. So definitely a great pickup. Very, very excited about this. And generally speaking, the condition on this book is really, really good. Like I would probably call this maybe an 8 or so. So really, really lucky to find this one. And everything Moon Knight has been heating up so much. Like it's crazy to me why particularly like his character, his books have become so hot. Maybe it's just because the anticipation of Moon Knight himself, and everyone knows that the Disney Plus show is coming. But, compared to some of the other characters, I feel like the Moon Knight books in particular have been some of the hottest in the market. So getting a third appearance, very, very, very cool. Like, this is one that, every time I'm in LCS, I go to the Moon Knight section or the Werewolf by Night section, I guess you would call it, and flip through just to see if I can pick up like, a second appearance or a third appearance. Because I know that everyone's going to know those first appearances. But, I'm always hoping that I could find that sneaky second or third appearance, and today was the day. All right, the next book I picked up is actually a Deadpool number 11. And what is the significance of this? Well, this is the cover swipe of Deadpool doing the Amazing Fantasy 15. And, if you guys happen to see, I did a key comic book spotlight video on Deadpool. And one of the books that I picked out was this one here, because I felt like this was such a great sort of, Deadpool's character being very meta about the comic book, culture and the comic book community and everything like that. And him doing this cover swipe in sort of like a tongue-in-cheek version of Amazing Fantasy 15, I just thought was like a great collector's item. And, as you can see, you probably saw in my video, it was, being sold at $10, which is totally, totally respectable considering, when I look at this book online, I always see it around like the $30 mark, $40 mark, because this is just a cool book. It's like just a great pose from Deadpool. Cover presents extremely well, and anytime you sort of have these like cover swipes, I feel like they're always like desired, generally speaking, in the comic book community. So Deadpool number 11, super excited to get this one. All right, the next one I got here, we won't speak too long about this, but, I actually, when I went up to Canada, I had to quarantine for 2 weeks because, that's the rules because of COVID. So that was the week that Brzrkr had actually come out. And I did not plan ahead, even though I made a video about Brzrkr talking about needing to plan ahead. So I did not get my hands on Brzrkr number 1. But luckily, when I went to the trade show, they had Brzrkr number 1 there, and I was able to get it at a cover price. So very, very excited about that. I can't wait to read this thing. Already it's been announced that Keanu Reeves is developing a series for this. So I feel like this one is going to be really hot. We got to talk about Brzrkr because, everyone was talking about how the print run for Brzrkr was extremely high, but every LCS that I visited, with the exception of Frank & Sons, which obviously, as you guys saw, is like a huge warehouse, so lots of inventory. But all the other LCSs I visited, none of them had Brzrkr inventory. So that got me thinking like, maybe even though this book was, considered like, oh, maybe this is going to be the X-Men number 1 of this generation where it's not going to have any value. Seems like these things flew off the shelf. So I don't really know. It feels like that maybe this book is going to maintain some of its value, even though it was printed very highly and that there's a lot of variant covers, but even the traditional cover might still have some value, especially when we get, Keanu Reeves in that shell. But let me know what you guys think. All right, the next batch of books here are very, very cool ones. This is all Avengers stuff. As you guys know, I'm trying to do my Avengers Grail run, and you saw some of the footage that I picked up a bunch of Avengers books. So let's just kind of go through them one by one here. This one is a very cool one, Avengers number 16. And this is that classic cover with Captain America on it saying Avengers Assemble. And this one is a really, really cool book. Great price I got this for. around $70, I think it was, because the guy gave me like a discount essentially. So $70 I thought was a very, very respectable price for this. You know, I'm always looking on eBay to see like what these things are going for. And 70, you know, you can maybe find this book for 70, but this is a much higher grade than compared to what you would normally find for that price range. I'd call this probably like a 4.5, maybe a 5 if I'm being lucky. But this one's a really, really cool one. Yeah, this one definitely, because of the cover being so classic with him screaming Avengers Assemble, I'm thinking this one's going to go on the wall behind me. You know, I'm already starting to get that, you know, Avengers, that's number 6 right there, number 8, number 9, and why not throw up another one, number 16. This one's a great one. Super excited about this, and check another one off the list. All right, the next one here I got for my Avengers Grail run, very cool one, is actually Avengers number 25. This is the classic Doctor Doom cover, and this one is one that I've really noticed heating up recently. I think that there's a lot of people out there that are slowly starting to get their hands on all Doctor Doom books. And I don't know about you guys, but I feel like, you know, Doctor Doom, everyone is anticipating Doctor Doom, and it feels like even his first appearances, like outside of like the quote unquote normal key books, like anything that has Doctor Doom in it is actually pretty hot right now. And for that reason, this book in particular, this is one that, like, you know, I see being listed at like that $80 mark, $75 mark, things like that. So really, really high. So I was able to find this actually for $20, which is really great. The only problem with that is that this is really a low grade. Like, it's probably a 3. It's very, very fragile, as I would call it. You know, I had to be very careful when I opened it. Everything's still attached, cover still attached, centerfold still attached. So I'm happy with it in that sense. But, you know, hey, $20 for this book, I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at it at all. Avengers number 25. All right, let's kind of go through the next couple here. This one also I got for $10. Very, very good pickup. Glad I got this one. This is Avengers number 67. And this is, of course, this is kind of the classic Ultron appearance on the cover. Another book that I'm glad that I was able to find like a good deal for it, because this is one that typically sells around, you know, $20, $25, $30, $35. And, you know, with these sort of quote unquote like filler runs for my Avengers Grail run, this is one of those books that, like, you know, I got some other big boys I got to get. You know, I still got to get Avengers 1, Avengers 4, some of these other big books. So this is one where it's like, you know, I can't be spending top dollar on these things. I got to find these, you know, for the best deals I can. So $10, I think this is the cheapest I've ever seen this book for. You know, I've seen it a few times in LCSs, but never that low. So I was happy to pick this up. Avengers 67, Ultron cover appearance. All right, this one is also really cool. I'll show these two together. This is actually Avengers number 78, which is the second appearance of M'Baku, and Avengers number 79, which is the key collector would tell you that this is the first appearance of the Lethal Legion. I don't know too much about the Lethal Legion. I think it looks like to me the Swordsman, Grim Reaper, M'Baku, and some other guys team up to create a villain team. You know me, I love my B-tier villains. I like that. So I'm very, very excited to eventually read this and find out more about the Lethal Legion. But that would be kind of cool if we got some version of them in the MCU. I think M'Baku's probably a hero from here on out. I don't think he'll ever heel turn, if you will. But very, very cool. I got these books. Great deals on them. $10 a pop. Not too bad. Not too bad. All right, and the last book I got here is actually one, again, you know, my strategy overall for my Grail run has always been that, you know, I want to focus on the key books first, or the ones that I feel like are going to be competitive in terms of like the market. But these, you know, these last two books I got because I felt like the price was so good, and the guy kind of gave me a deal overall because I bought a bunch of them. This is also one that I picked up because even though this is not like a key necessarily, Avengers 100, I've noticed, is a really hard book to find. Like when I go onto eBay just to see like what the prices are generally, I don't see too many of this particular book being listed. And this is a really low grade. I mean, probably like a 2. It's got some like water stains on it. It's really, really nasty. It's pretty beat up. But I got it for $15. So overall, like, I'm not mad at that. And the reason I wanted to jump on this one in particular is because I just feel like being that 100 is such a satisfying number. This is going to be a hard book to come by in a lot of cases, because, you know, I feel like people, even though it's not a key necessarily, like people will always view this as a milestone or like a key, at least within respect to like, the Avengers run. So number 100, I mean, you got to love that number. And being that my goal is to get 1 through 100, I figured that this was the time to pull the trigger, jump on this book, pick up the number 100, even though it's kind of a copy that's lower grade than I would have wanted, a little nastier than I would have wanted. But hey, cover's still attached, page is still attached, $15, why not? Anyways, that is all I got. Those were the books that I pulled in my comic book haul. Hope you guys enjoyed that video. Again, I love going to Frank & Sons. Unfortunately, one of the other comic book vendors at Frank & Sons that I love going to, they have some of the best stuff. They were closed the day that I went, so I was really actually kind of bummed because I feel like if they were open, I probably would have pulled like a handful more books. But hey, that's something you can't control. But anyways, that is all I got for this video. That was my comic book haul. Hope you guys enjoyed my visit to the store, and definitely I highly recommend that you guys check it out if you're ever in the Southern California area. I picked up a couple other stuff that I'm going to save for some other videos later this week. So stay tuned for that. But drop me a like, comment, subscribe if you're enjoying the content. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.